Now, central banks have been the story of money and suffering ever since then. Andrew Jackson spent most of his administration as president of the United States fighting against the central bankers. The central bankers from Europe were still trying to win back America. They had lost the Revolutionary War, but they figured, okay, we got to win them back and conquer them financially. And they never let up. To this day, they're still in the process of doing that. And unfortunately, they have almost done it. But going back to Andrew Jackson, he survived two assassination attempts from the central bankers trying to get rid of him. There are quotes of Andrew Jackson talking publicly to the bankers. And he says, "You are a den of vipers and thieves. I intend to rout you out, and by God, I will rout you out." He referred to them as a hydra-headed monster eating the flesh of the common man. So Andrew Jackson, who was a military guy, he was not kidding when he was trying to warn America about the danger of these financial attacks. So he actually won against them. He ended up stopping the creation of a central bank. He paid off the whole national debt and created a surplus. It was one of the rare healthy times in the overall honest American economy. So then Abraham Lincoln comes along, and he wants to back the U.S. dollar, which had gotten inflated already. He wanted to back it with gold. And so I want to show you a quote from the London Times that pretty much sums it up. So in an editorial directed against Lincoln's debt-free greenbacks, the establishment Times of London stated, "If that mischievous financial policy, which had its origin in the North American Republic, in other words, honest, constitutionally authorized, no debt money, should become indurated down to a fixture, then that government will furnish its own money without cost. It will pay off its debts and be without a debt to the international bankers. It will become prosperous beyond precedent in the history of the civilized governments of the world. The brains and wealth of all countries will go to North America. That government must be destroyed, or it will destroy every monarchy on the globe." So these were the days when the conversation was between a government with either crooked money or relatively honest money versus a monarchy. So you can see that the European bankers were scared. Okay, so then Lincoln obviously didn't fare very well. He gets assassinated. He's assassinated in 1865. And then we fast forward about 100 years, and John F. Kennedy wants to do it again. He wants to actually back the dollar with gold, because the gold had been confiscated by Roosevelt in 1933, and they were basically, since the Federal Reserve in 1913, they had been more and more corrupting the money. So Kennedy makes a plan, and he goes to Indonesia, where President Sukarno was what they call the M1. He's in charge of the entire money supply. And Indonesia is a part of the Asian Dragon Alliance. So Indonesia, along with the Philippines, Japan, China, and Vietnam, all have vast gold supplies. So Kennedy has this idea that, okay, I'll go and see if I can borrow gold from Sukarno and use that to back not only the dollar, but to use that to make for solid currencies worldwide, to really have a healthy worldwide economy. Well, that didn't go real well. With the death of President Kennedy and the house arrest of President Sukarno, this plan never came to fruition. This was when they were in the process of making the agreement. Now, unfortunately, this is LBJ, who was vice president, and unfortunately not sincere with his smile or his handshake. This was just a few weeks later that Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. And the first thing that LBJ did when he was installed then as president was create a executive order that canceled the Green-Hilton Agreement. So then we went back to fiat money, to fake money in the hands of the banking elite. And how has that gone? Well, here's a graphic from Thrive One also. So we premiered Thrive One in 2011. So this only goes to 2010. But from 1913, when the IRS came in, look at the decreases in the purchasing power. It's still $1 in terms of a currency, but the wealth, the purchasing power of the dollar by 2010 had gone down to 4 cents. Now it's about a penny. So they literally have destroyed our well-being financially, and most people don't even know it.